Hello, 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 everybody. We're back from holiday and back to streams. This is going to be a chill one, probably a short one, and partially a test. Because the last couple of streams that I did before I went away, specifically on YouTube, were really laggy. And I don't know why. It was fine on Twitch, it was fine on TikTok, but for some reason on YouTube, even though everything was fine on my end, on the site, if you were watching it, it would buffer and lag. So, the hope today is that that doesn't happen. If it does happen, I'm going to try and talk to Streamlabs because they have a really good support system in place and see if they can figure out what on earth is going wrong. So, let me know. Basically, if you watch on YouTube, please let me know if anything goes wrong, if anything lags, etc. But aside from that, I hope that everyone is doing absolutely fantastic. I hope you've had a lovely time whilst I've been away, and it's good to be back. Obviously, I would still like to be continuing a holiday. However, it is fun to be back creating content. So, hi, hey, hello, welcome everybody. I hope you're doing very, very well. How am I doing? I am doing fantastic. I have to say, I had an amazing holiday. I did do a half vlog of the holiday. T3, no, not seen. I did a half vlog. What I did was, obviously, well, for those of you that don't know, me, the family, girlfriend, went to Orlando, Florida. So we went to a couple of the Disney parks. We went to the Universal parks, including the new one, Epic Universe. We also went to an MLS game, which was Orlando versus Cincinnati. And it was really good. So what I did was basically a full vlog of that game and then bits and bobs from some of the parks and the rest of the trip. So it's going to be mainly like an MLS vlog with bits from the rest of the trip either side of the game section. So that's what I'm making in terms of content out of the trip. So that will be going up on the football channel probably in a couple of days because I've got to get a hold. I've got to sync all of my photos and videos and stuff from my phone, get them on the laptop, and figure out how I'm going to edit it down. So there we go. Beza, Alfie, hello. We need an early predictions video. Is there any point in doing one of those if you're then just going to do a normal predictions video after the transfer window? I don't know. Hope all is well. I hope you had a safe flight and amazing holiday. I had a safe flight, but it was dreadful because I don't know how many of you were keeping up with like the tweets of the updates and everything like that whilst I was away. But the flight home is like just over 8 hours and it's an overnight flight. And I didn't sleep a single second as far as I'm aware. I tried for 4 and a bit hours, failed. So, yeah, that was dreadful. However, it was smooth and everything like that. No complaints about that. I just can't sleep on planes, sadly. No lag on your end. Camera quality looking fresh. I mean, it should be exactly the same. So, there you go. Decided not to play Rivals no more, just Champs. I haven't played Rivals for months. Like, in terms of actually getting rewards, I genuinely couldn't tell you the last month that I played Rivals. Just got back from Dubai golf trip this morning, as you do. Didn't sleep a wink. Yep, I know that feeling. Horrible. I've got my final golf lesson tomorrow. So that should be fun. Gonna try and do some short game stuff, so we'll see how that goes. That'll be fun. Back to Edison Squad Roulette from now on. Has the name officially changed? Tom did say he is recording today. Yes, is the answer. But I didn't see that the name had been officially changed. So, yeah, his first videos for this week are my first ones back, and he recorded those earlier today. One for tomorrow, and then we're going to record on Wednesday morning, I think. Who are Leicester signing? No one as it stands. There's basically just no news to do with us. Who did you watch? Orlando v Cincinnati. After 4 months of travelling, try to avoid overnight flights when possible. I hate them. I absolutely hate them. And you just say, Leeds. We all hate Leeds scum. Good old Leeds. Don't get how people sleep on flights. Nope. Neither do I. But not necessarily because of the noise. It's because I simply cannot get comfortable. Like, I'm 6'2", right? So I'm not a giant, but I'm tall. And so getting in a comfortable position to the point where I could actually sleep is so damn difficult. Sometimes you might get one that feels comfortable at first, but then after a couple of minutes, it might actually start like aching your back or your neck because you're still trying to sleep in a chair. So I just really struggle, even if I'm shattered. That's the most frustrating part. Like, if I was trying to watch a film in the state that I was trying to sleep, I'd probably be nodding off and doing that all the time. But yeah, I can't actually sleep. Why? It's so annoying. Can't sleep on planes unless you fly business class, which you don't do very often. Might start doing it more often. It's so insanely expensive. Otherwise, I'd like to do it. I'll do it one day. Weather/Blue, thank you for the continued sub/membership. You're an absolute legend. Thank you for the continued generosity and support. People like you keeping us doing what we're doing. Thank you. Very, very much. Andy won again and he was nice. Okay, I'll have to watch the video. Business class flights to Dubai cost about 10k. It's just stupid, isn't it? Thoughts on João Pedro signing? Thought he looked amazing on debut. It's good, but Chelsea are just making so many signings that it's hard to understand what they're really doing with everything. Shapeshifters is the worst promo ever. See, I disagree. And the reason why is because they're giving people what they want. Crazy cards, right? With ridiculous stats, ridiculous play styles. We're at 98 ratings on these cards. Obviously, Futties will take it to 99. You're getting double 5-star on the best ones. You've got crazy SBCs. You're getting objectives. You're getting Evos. All of this stuff. The reason why Shapeshifters and Team of the Season are not hitting the same anymore is because Ultimate Team is just getting boring. It's the same thing every year. It's the same game cycle. You know exactly what's coming. You know that you have to wait X amount of months before you get certain types of cards and certain ratings of cards. You know exactly what's coming. You just don't know the exact players that are going to get those cards. And so it's really hard to get excited for stuff that you know is coming. Nothing's a surprise. Again, maybe instead of, what's an example? Right here, you've got Rio Ferdinand is a striker. Okay, maybe he would have been a left wing, or maybe they would have given that card to Peter Schmeichel, and that would have been the surprise. But it's still the same at the end of the day. And I feel like the bubble has finally popped with Ultimate Team to the point where the excitement bubble, because now it is so repetitive, it doesn't feel like you get rewarded for how do I word this? If you play this game, like, for example, I've just been on holiday, right? So I've missed the last 2 weeks of content. That's irrelevant. Whereas in the past, it might not have been. And so you had a reason to continuously play throughout the year. Even though I've been away for about 2 weeks, it doesn't matter. And that happens at any point throughout the year now. But you could extend that. You could stop playing this game for like 2 months, come back, and because of how easy it is to get, like, I don't know, the lower to mid tier cards in a promo, they can replace whatever you had before. The power curve goes up so much that your stuff is irrelevant. Unless you pack the best of the best stuff, it really doesn't matter. So, for example, whenever it was, maybe like 3 weeks ago or something like that, I packed Griezmann and I packed Maradona. Okay, so I packed the 2 most expensive players in Shapeshifters. Was it week 2? Week 1? I think it was week 2, right? And so that was incredible. And it does mean that I got really fortunate. And so these players won't get outdated as quickly. But I don't know, what's an example? This Lukaku, right? I currently have him at left back. I have not paid attention at all to what cards have come out over the last 2 weeks. There could be a card that's like 50k that's significantly better than this Lukaku that everybody's got. And every game I go into Champs, I'm going to see that card. I don't know, but that could easily be the case. And so you don't miss out by not playing anymore. So I don't really want today to be a negative stream about the game and everything like that, because there's no point. There's no point in doing that kind of thing, right? But we have said now for a long, long time that the power curve is too ridiculous and everything like that. I don't really know what they do. Because, as I say, it feels like the Ultimate Team bubble has finally burst. You could argue that that happened a year ago or 2 years ago. But I feel like this was the final one to really tip a lot of people over the edge to the point where they might actually not get the next game. The amount of people over the years that say, oh yeah, I hate this FIFA, it's crap, I'm not going to get the next one. But come September, you know what game they're loading up. I think there are a huge amount of people that are not getting the next one. And I think that they will only get those kind of people back if they make it free to play, which I don't think they'll do. For me, to answer your question, am I planning to come off this game full time? I have basically a year-long plan for that to be the case. So, as it stands for me, for FC26, I will still be doing full-time content, like, on this game and everything like that, right? But if 26 is similar to 25 in terms of gameplay, delay, the lack of interest from the viewers, subscribers and stuff like that, lower views for all streamers and videos, it won't be worth it. I don't want to put myself through that more and more and more and more times. So for me, as it stands, unless one of two things happens, either 26 is amazing, genuinely up there with like the top 3 FIFAs that there's ever been, or if views, subscribers, all of those kind of things, followers on all of these different platforms massively go up. One of those two things needs to happen for me to buy 27. Whereas as it stands, I wouldn't. That would be me done. So, yeah. Plane seats are hideous. Honestly, spend half the time standing up, not joking. Portugal, beg the flight attendants to sit in their seats for the toilet. In fact, it was killing you. Yeah, those ones. With the leg room and stuff, not that bad. Also down to the fact, in a week's time, your cards will be behind the power curve. You'll need to start again. Yep. Futties is the same cards, 99 Ronaldo, Messi, Mbappe, etc. Yep. It's at the point where you think EA are actually finally under pressure, think next game's sales could be a big fat slap to them. I agree. I really do. I think that 26's sales are going to be so much lower than 25. And I don't know how they bring it back without making it free to play. I really don't. Because this game could easily be free to play with the amount of monetization in the game. It should be. Thoughts on Leicester, Scott, with manager? It's looking like Gary O'Neill. I did a little TikTok on the football account earlier talking about this when the first tweet came out from John Percy and the first one from Rob Dorset, where they said that Deitch, O'Neill and Wilder were three of a group of candidates that had been interviewed over the last week. There's now been an update tweet from Rob Dorset, who I don't think... He's nowhere near as accurate as John Percy, so I don't take what he says as gospel. Whereas if Percy says something, that's it, right? I'm really hoping for a Percy article rather than just a tweet. But Rob Dorset has now said that Deitch has distanced himself away, which is what had been reported like a couple of weeks ago anyway. So I don't really understand how... Why did you even mention him if you were then going to say this? I don't get it. If he had been interviewed, why would he have then distanced himself from it? Don't get it. But he says that Gary O'Neill is looking like the favourite because Danny Roll, getting him out of Chef Wednesday would be complicated. I replied to him and, of course, haven't got a tweet back saying, what's so complicated about paying the compensation or release clause for a manager? Is it not as simple as, oh, okay, it's $1 million. Okay, there you go. Cheers. So I don't understand. If he's the main target, I don't get it. It's not as if there's like 20 clubs that are going to come in and steal Gary O'Neill whilst you're waiting for your main target to come. If it is Gary O'Neill, I wouldn't be excited because he's hit and miss. You don't know which version of Gary O'Neill you're going to get. But I'd say peak O'Neill would be more entertaining and interesting than peak Wilder. So I don't know. I don't know. Hope the holiday was good. Past few days have been rough since what happened to Jota. Yeah, it's mad. Like, I wish that I could have created a bit more content whilst I was away, even if it was just in the form of TikToks, rather than like sit-down videos. But we were even busier than I thought we would be, to the point where I just didn't have time to really do stuff. And if I did, then it was right at the end of the night, at like 11 going into midnight, which obviously you're 5 hours behind there. So it'd be going up at 4 a.m. to England, UK and Europe, or like 5 a.m. for a chunk of Europe. So the video is just going to get lost. So I didn't end up doing a lot of them, other than if I could get something done in the morning. Because when you're at like the parks and stuff like that, you just don't have the time and space to be able to do it, which is a shame, because I would have liked to talk about some topics whilst I was away. Even though I was in the country where it was happening, I still haven't really seen much of the Club World Cup. I saw Chelsea go through. Was that against Palmeiras? Where Cucurella dived, got up, saw that the play was continuing, and then dived down again. That was good. But João Pedro looked okay in the minutes that I saw him play in that game. But that's pretty much all I've seen. So I don't really have any thoughts on the rest of that. But yeah, the holiday was phenomenal. As I explained to people earlier, I vlogged the MLS game that I went to, and then I did a few other little video bits from the different parks and days that we were out. So I do have a vlog of the holiday, but a chunk of it will be focused on the MLS game. So it will work similar to the away day vlogs that I've done on the football channel. And that's where it will be. FC26 is not out for pre-order. I have it in my calendar. I predicted that the trailer would come out on next Wednesday. I can't remember when I put that in my calendar, but I did. And you'll be able to pre-order it once the trailer comes out. It's simple. EA don't listen to people who know what they're talking about. It's the thing. But I don't know if that's true, because some people think they know what they're talking about, but then they're the reason why the game has got to the point that it has, because they think that the game needs constant content and new players and cards and SBCs and objectives, when in reality, it's like there's a very short animation about addiction, and it's like this bird. Let me get you a screenshot of it. This one. I don't know how many of you will have seen. Oh, this. Right? This little cartoon. And it shows like the high that this little bird thing gets from these things that are on the floor. But then it gets to the point where it's having this, and it needs that to feel normal again. And then it gets to a point where even with it, they're not feeling normal. They're still feeling sad because they can't hit the high that they once hit from like the first few times that they had this thing. I feel like that's what Ultimate Team is like now. People got so addicted to having new cards and shiny toys to play with that now, even when new incredible cards come out, nobody cares. And that's why I think the bubbles burst. For YouTubers, it's simple. Just go play a different game. It's not as simple as that, because I can guarantee you that if right now, instead of playing this game, if I was playing Little Kitty Big City, you wouldn't be watching. If I could, like, with a snap of my fingers, change my viewership to a variety streamer, I would do it in a heartbeat. But it's not as simple as that. Otherwise, there wouldn't be anyone left playing or streaming this game. Come 2027, we'll be loving the golf channel. I'll do golf content. I'll at least create a TikTok account. Gary O'Neill's shocking appointment. Yeah. Is the thing the fun of gaming is getting ruined by these people who make these games super pay to win? This game isn't pay to win, though. It isn't pay to win. And it gets less pay to win every year. But the problem is, even if you win, you don't enjoy it. So it doesn't matter, even if it was pay to win. But it isn't. Hope the holiday went well, but from all of the FIFA community, you haven't missed out. Yeah, that's what everyone said. Let's open up a 5x84, shall we? Which park or area was your favourite? Busch Gardens, Iron Gwazi. David, hello, sir. Hello. It's not shocking, it's just meh. Bournemouth O'Neill was actually solid. Yeah, but that's exactly what I've said. You don't know which version you're getting. Do you think Ronaldo did the right thing in not going to the funeral? I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. Just to be blunt, I don't think that those kind of things should be public in any way, shape or form. Couldn't you have scheduled uploads? But that's yes, but it's a lot harder to do when it's short form content, because all of these different platforms work differently when it comes to scheduled uploading. It's so frustrating. Jay, I agree. I don't think that losing a player, even in devastating fashion, would be a reason for the whole season to basically just be out the window. I think, yeah, it would be more... Yeah, let's do it for him, kind of thing. You don't get why people hate the Club World Cup. It's simple. Racist is the thing. Mohammed, I don't think you have a clue what that word means. What a bizarre thing to say. Doesn't even make sense. Need to rebuild the game from the ground up to hope to get anywhere. Yeah. Yeah, I think they'll use GTA 6 coming out to cover up their terrible numbers, even though their game will have been out for at least 6 months before that. Callum, that's because that's how fanboys work when it comes to anything. Pack tradable, Patri Guajaro 97, how much does she go for? No idea, maybe she's extinct. When's Futties out? This Friday. Unfortunately, I'm not here on Friday. I'm down in Ipswich, of all places, to see Ed Sheeran. I would have preferred to go on the weekend, but Friday was the only day I could manage to get a ticket for. So I will miss the start of Futties. However, I will then... It's 6 o'clock, by the way. We'll check what's new. Although I don't actually know what is new and what isn't. So you're going to have to let me know. Let's start with this. Yeah, so I will probably be doing like an 85 times 10 grind collection book for Futties. I don't know how much of the game I'll be playing, but I'll do menu stuff. I honestly feel like playoffs should be a realistic expectation for us now. That was always the case, especially with the points deduction and potential transfer ban. So pack weight's still terrible. That's good to know. That's good to know. Hole in one by FC27. Maybe. Would you ever go to the Maldives? I feel like that's the kind of holiday that doesn't interest me at all because it's just hot and you're not really doing anything. Played any more rematch? No, I've been on holiday. I didn't take the Xbox. Why does the footage look so laggy? Let me quickly restart my Elgato. And then we'll check out the new content. But no, I didn't take the Xbox on holiday. So I haven't played anything other than a bit of Mario Kart over the last 2 weeks. Strange environment to come into first couple of weeks. I agree. What's that? EA having another excuse for why they've released a trash game? Yeah. Did you go to the NASA building? Yes. As I say, I will upload a vlog of the trip with a big focus on the MLS game that I went to. It will be going up on the football channel rather than the main channel. And yeah, a full vlog for the MLS game with highlights from all the different parks and stuff like that as part of the video as well. And any other stuff we did. We went to Top Golf. That was great. We did go to NASA as well. That's from wrong. Have each other characters have Zobbers like. Yeah, that's good. Really like the idea of EA nerfing all gold players, making all the players much lower rated. The problem is, it doesn't matter. I don't think that starting with lower rated players actually fixes the issues that this game has at this stage. And the reason why is because that's not really what anyone cares about. They always care about the next thing. As soon as a promo comes out, people are wanting to see the next one. And so that will happen regardless of what the starting number is. Ratings don't mean as much as they did because play styles are now much bigger and better. Roles and all of these other things as well. Are you going to Oasis? I am going to Oasis, yes. So it's going to be a crazy, crazy year in terms of gigs. Like, I went to see Yumi at 6. I went to Download to see Green Day. Obviously saw some other people whilst I was there. Went and saw Guns N' Roses. Went and saw Iron Maiden. And now we've got Ed Sheeran coming up. And that's on Friday. And then 2 weeks on Friday, seeing Oasis. It is kind of mad. And then I'm seeing Coldplay as well. Which should be really good. Jay, yeah, but surely you can just afford some like mega ticket on resale or something like that. Okay, we'll look at the rest of the content in a second because these packs are giving us absolutely nothing. Tossed, in a word, incredible. I had an unbelievable time. I would happily live in Orlando. I very, very much love it there. Even worse, gameplay is bad with high-end cards. Imagine having to use worse cards to start the game will be like UFL. It's true. Should get rid of playstyle pluses, just have playstyle basic instead. Maybe. Just get rid of them altogether. Jay, exactly. Phones at gigs has ruined the experience. It's like people watch the gig through their phones. I disagree. I don't think that it's ruined the experience personally. Because, for example, for myself, I film stuff if I go to a gig, but I never sit there and film a full song. I think that does... Hey, we finally get something. I don't even know who's in pack, so I don't know how good or bad this is. Cali Muendo looks like probably 12,000 coins. Let's see the videos. I thought Ozzy was actually much better than he was going to be. And so that's solid for anyone that went to that and was looking forward to that. They weren't disappointed. I think I actually would have been a little bit disappointed with the sets of some of the other bands. I didn't realise that they were... I read that they were... Like, each band was going to do at least one cover of Black Sabbath, right? Fair enough. Why is this not a Burnley card, by the way? What a mental signing that is. He's finally found his level. Let me know, by the way, what's new here, because as I say, I've not looked at anything since I went away. I did the Evos that were going to expire whilst I was away before going. These were the only two left that were free that I just put people into before I left. So I haven't seen any of these. I'm assuming anything new is going to say that it has 13 days. So nothing. Simps, maybe. Maybe. We'll see. Right. It's a Monday, so maybe there's a new upgrade. Maybe there's a new player. Please shout if you see something that's new, and we'll have a look at it. Okay? We'll have a look at it. Too many people take the mic, either put a phone above so people can't see, or film the full gig and it's annoying. Yeah. So what I would normally do is, if you want to get the best video of an iconic part of a song, film the second chorus. Because what does everybody do when they go to a gig and they record a song? As soon as it starts, they get their phones out and they'll record the intro and then the first chorus and then they'll stop. So what you do is, if you do want to record a little bit, record the second chorus when probably 90+% of people have stopped, and your video will be significantly better. So, if I'm going to a gig, then if there's songs that I love, I'll take I don't know, normally like 30-second at most clip from the song. I don't understand the people that, pretty much film the entire gig. Because a lot of the time, they're holding their phone up and they're looking at the screen to make sure that everything's actually in frame. So then, at like no point do they actually watch the person that they're there for. It's bizarre. It's bizarre. There was a guy on TikTok live stream the entire Oasis gig on opening night. Yeah. I feel like multiple people would do that because they'd get a big benefit out of it, which makes more sense. New player is Athenia. No new upgrades, apparently. So apparently this is all that's new today. Let me just check Twitter to make sure that that is the case. Let's see. She could go to 99 rated, apparently. If Spain win the Euros. She's about 60k. Log on, log off. I mean, why do people even log on at this point? Like, even if there's a crazy SBC, are you going to do it immediately and then play for like 5 hours if the card's great? Just check on Twitter what the new content is. Did I go on Iron Gwazi? I went on Gwazi twice. The first time, it was horrific because the heavens opened and it rained for like 2.5 hours. So we were using our fast pass thing on Gwazi, but then it started chucking it down, and so it closed, as did everything else there, because they were all outside. Busch Gardens is the GOAT, though. So we stayed in line because we'd literally bought these express passes because we got there like 2 hours later than I would have liked to, just because of... It's what happens on these kind of big family trips. There's always someone that's not ready or someone wants to do something or whatever. So we got there way later than I wanted. This was the day that I wanted the most. Busch Gardens, if you don't know, it's basically a park full of roller coasters. It's not like these Disney ones and stuff like that where you've maybe got a couple of roller coasters, but then there's a load of just themed rides and stuff. No, Busch Gardens is just... If you don't like roller coasters, don't go. Don't go. So this was the day I was really looking forward to. And then the rain looked like it completely ruined it. So we decided to buy these express passes, which immediately broke. Fortunately, they did then decide to work. But by the time they started working, that's when the rain started. And so it got to like... I don't even know what the time was at this stage. It might have been like 3:30 in the afternoon, and we've been on one ride, and that was a little log flume. So it looked like the day was ruined, but then Gwazi opened back up, and we were straight on because we were one of, I don't know, maybe 25 people that stayed in the queue. And then we used the fast pass for the rest of the day and missed out on one ride because it broke, but got to go on everything else. So... including Gwazi twice, because they didn't use our fast pass the first time we went on, because we were the only people that stayed in the fast pass queue the entire time that it was closed. So they didn't scan it because you only get to use it one time on Gwazi. But then we got to go on everything else that was open bar one ride, and then got to go on Gwazi again. So incredible. Fantasia Land I went to, but at the time I was like 16. I remember the blue roller coaster because that's so similar to Gwazi. But that's about all I remember from that place. And I remember that being amazing. Velocicoaster at Islands of Adventure is also up there with the best ones I've ever been on. It's between that and Gwazi for best one of the holiday, I would say. This requires 85, 86 and 87 to the person that asked. Kyle Walker's going to struggle at Burnley. I agree. I think it's actually a terrible signing. Because Kyle Walker's not a good defender, but at Man City, he got away with that because he didn't need to defend all the time. He could just stay further forward. He wasn't good going forward. He didn't get loads of goals and assists. But whenever someone counter-attacked City, he could just sprint backwards and use his athleticism to get back in position. But that's not going to happen at Burnley. They're going to be struggling to have the ball. So he's going to have to actually rely on his defending, which isn't good. So I don't really understand the move from anybody's perspective, to be honest. Osimhen to Galatasaray on permanent deal. Don't get that move for him. Why would you want to play in Turkey? Because it's also absolutely mega money, but more respected than Saudi. So you'll still get in national teams and everything like that if you're playing in Turkey, whereas if you're going and playing in Saudi, then you're looked down upon and everything like that. So that's probably why. Greats of the Game icons and heroes are coming as a side promo during Futties. Should start on Friday with Futties Team 1. Well, there you go. That's pretty sick, isn't it? Good going, that. It was. Josh, it was amazing. Absolutely amazing. Oh, yeah, I need to do Van Nistelrooy for the Leicester past and present. We can put him in. He's managed us. That counts. There needs to be significantly less paid evolutions next year. Haven't done a player SBC in months. Don't blame you. Do not blame you. Walker's pace has gone too. Yep. So he's just a shadow of the athlete that he was. And probably still at the same level of defender. Turkey's mega money. Have you been living under a rock? Turkey is big money at these big teams. That's why you've seen the likes of Mourinho go over and manage there as well, and some of the names like Sane's going over there. I don't know if he has yet or if that's not happened, but it's partially due to taxes, which is one of the reasons why we didn't sign Wilfried Zaha last season, was because he'd only been in Turkey for, I can't remember, a year or so, and you needed to have been there for a certain amount of time, same with Saudi, to sort of get away with it tax-wise, whereas if he had come back, he would have had to pay a huge amount, which is one of the main reasons why we didn't end up signing him. So, yeah. Deary me, these packs, man. Dreadful. But it's good to see that YouTube hasn't been mega laggy today. This was sort of a test stream, because the few streams before I went away, it was really laggy on YouTube for absolutely no reason. There may also be another platform added to the multi-stream soon, once I get it set up. To try and utilise that, but I'll tell you about that when/if it happens. Ooh. Straight for a round of 18 holes at some point. The problem is, and this also happened at Top Golf, things are just going left. I can't hit a driver, and anything I hit long with an iron is going left. Wedges, or a short iron shot, they're straight, they're fine. I don't know what's happened. So I've got my final 2 lessons that have been combined into an hour tomorrow, and the plan is supposed to be short game, like around the green and stuff like that. However, I might have to ask, what the hell has happened since last time for my swing to have just deserted me in terms of like all ability? And hopefully we can sort of figure that out. Because if not, that's going to suck. Let's do this. Futties are coming this Friday, as are Greats of the Game. Yes. Unfortunately, I will not be here for the start of Futties. I will be... I will be away on the Friday. However, after that, back to normality. Off the ball driving you mad. Yeah, I don't know what it is. But basically every iron shot just goes left. And I simply don't understand it, because when I'm watching a video back, when I went to the range, I recorded some, the swing looks exactly the same as when I hit a shot straight. So I don't know what is happening. Is it a grip thing? Is it a setup thing? Is it a, like, the club needs to be turned slightly to open the face a bit more to counter what's going on? I don't know. But I did get something that arrived whilst I was away, which is a sort of like a net for the garden. So I've got one of the, like, the mats where half of it is normal and half of it is rough, and then a net that I need to set up. So hopefully I can start doing a bit of practice at home that is something other than 20-yard chip shots from one end of the garden to the other. So that could be really, really good. Could be flipping the hands over too quickly. Yeah, I have no idea what it is. I do not know what the problem is. But it is consistent, which I think is good. You would rather have a consistent problem than if you're swinging, things are going left, right, centre, duffed, to the moon. If I'm consistently having a problem of the shot being decent distance, but it going left, in theory, that's fixable. Because surely, if you just alter one thing, that consistency of it going left will suddenly go straight. That's the hope anyway, but I don't know. Do you suggest not hitting towards windows? Yes, I will absolutely be setting it up with trees in the background. Also, I'm using like foam balls anyway. Well, they're sort of like foamy balls. Like it's not squidgy, but I mean, I'm sure you know what I mean. Are we talking a slight pull or a big fat hook? Big and fat. Yeah. Yeah. To the point where if you're playing like the virtual courses and stuff like that, you're going out of bounds. It's bad. And yeah, I don't know why. I don't know how it started, because that was never a thing previously. Like, it's not as if when I went to have my first lessons, that was something that I was trying to get sorted. The swing was perfectly fine. I wasn't having that as an issue. So I have absolutely no idea how it has developed after having lessons. Bizarre. Absolutely bizarre. But Welcome to the world of golf, where one tiny little thing can just ruin everything. J. Grom, or JG. It was amazing. Thank you very much for asking. There will be a video coming out on the football channel of a big vlog to do with it. So hopefully you can check that out. But it was really, really good. Having that issue got a session soon, be asking the same thing. Yeah. But as I say, I'm... What I had... Just swing as advanced and changing some moves probably crept in. It must have done. And whether it's, yeah, a slight, like, roll on the hands or something so that the face is always more closed. Maybe. Maybe it's a slight grip change. I'll ask the question and hit a few normal shots before we go on to one of the holes and try some short game stuff. That'll be the plan. So we'll see how it goes, really. But yeah, as I explained, at least it's a consistent problem. Been close to breaking 100 yet? No. I've not been back out. I mean, I've been out, what, 3 times? No, 2 times onto 18 holes and twice onto 9. The last time that I did 9 holes, that was a better score than the previous ones, because the first round was, what, 120, 121? Let me see. Where was it? So yeah, the first one was 121. Then I did 9 holes and got a 58. Then I did the Beadles Lake one and got 128. But that was a harder course. Then 9 holes, got 59. With nothing higher than an 8. And I've still got a par every time I've gone out. So... Oh, other than one of the 9-hole ones. So 3 out of the 4 times I've been out, I've got at least a par. I think goals should be 110 by the end of the year. Small goals are better. Oh, absolutely. I am not disillusioning myself into thinking, oh yeah, I can break 100 and then 90, then 80. No. I know that things need to improve slowly but surely. And if I could just fix this hook that has decided to develop, I think I could do the 120. I really do. And if I can fix that problem, I would be down to start practicing and going and doing 9 holes semi-regularly at one of the local places, because they've been decent, the courses there. So we'll look into that soon. I'm just having a little look at what there is in the store right now, just because we've not been on. 550k. 1 guaranteed Shapeshifters hero or icon. Surely that's absolutely dreadful. 50% of golfers never break 90 in their life, so if you do that, you've done well. I would like to do that one day. I've got like a golf bucket list, and something like that would be 100% on there. I'm just checking. Yeah, you could get like Charlton, who, even though he's good, is worth 100k. So we won't open that. Did we open one of these other ones at the front? 95, 2 guaranteed Shapeshifters player items, including heroes and icons, rated 95 or higher from any week. Okay. 1 guaranteed week 4, including heroes and icons, rated 96 or higher. And then a 20 times 87. Yeah, let's just do this, because we've not been on for a while. Let's see if we can hit something big in this. Me and my mates do plan on doing golf holidays in the future, yes. However, we need to improve first. We do need to improve. I need to improve more than others. And then one of our other mates has quite a bit of an improvement that he would need to make if we were to go on a holiday. There's also another mate of mine that was previously living in London that I don't know if he's back or if he's back soon to live in Leicester for a while. I don't know if he has any interest in playing golf. If he does, we'll get him involved. That'd be fun. But who knows? I really, really enjoy the practice, and I love getting out there and playing. So hopefully having like the net set up and stuff like that would be really, really helpful in that regard. So we'll see how it goes. Right, we're going to end off this sort of mini test return stream. Tom has said that if I do end up playing like anywhere near him, give him a shout and he would be down to play. I need to massively improve my level though before going and playing with him, because he'd probably just have a terrible time playing with someone as bad or bang average as me. So yeah, we'll save that for maybe like next year or something like that. Right, here we go. We've got 350k that we're just going to whack on this because why not? And I don't know who's in this team. So you might see like this walkout and know immediately that it's great or terrible. I genuinely could not tell you a player that's in packs. Like I saw that David got Dino, but I don't know if Dino was this week or last week. I don't know who was in last week's either. So let's find out. Obviously, it's a walkout. A Spanish cam from the MLS. Did they turn Busquets into a cam? Is that what that card is? Looks like it. He's a 96 rated. And then we've also got Dorsun, who is another 96 rated cam. Cam is the position I need the least out of anything in my club. So, oof. Anything else in the pack? Okay. So, Busquets can play... He's double 5-star. He can even play up front. Okay. Sure. Dorsun can play up front as well. I'm assuming these are worth... Yep. Busquets? Nothing. Coleman at left mid, double 5-star. Can also play cam. I don't need you. Nothing. Zegrova. Really good stats. But he's just not going to be worth anything. And then Lad. 4-star, 5-star. CDM or centre-back. It actually looks like a really good card. But she's Welsh. Yeah. So no, dreadful, really. As expected, if we're honest. But I guess it gets us some fodder in the club. We are getting towards silly season. It does officially start on Friday, with Futties and Greats of the Game both arriving in packs and loads of SBCs, I imagine, as well. But good to see that YouTube didn't seem to have the lag that it was having pre-holiday. Hopefully that continues over the next few days of streaming. And as I said before, we may also add another platform to the multi-stream going forward if I can get that sorted out soon. So, good, quick little return tester today, I would say. Oh. Nep's saying that Athenia is unbelievable because she could end up as 99 rated. I mean, it is true. For the value, she is amazing. But there you go. So, yeah. That is pretty much everything that needed to be said. Everything you need to know. I will get the vlog out by the end of the week is the plan. Really, on the Footy channel. So hopefully you can look forward to that. The plan is to get back into properly streaming, especially once Futties arrives. I would like to do a collection book that doesn't require me playing any games. That's the main reason why we stopped the collection book earlier this year, because I just don't enjoy the gameplay at all. Maybe it's changed since I've been away, right? Maybe there's no button delay. That's not going to be the case. So I think for Futties, I'm going to do one that is purely based on packs. So grinding 85 times 10s and whatever else is in the menu. Maybe it's 86 times 10 this year, to try and obtain every card by the end of Futties that's available in Greats of the Game, Futties, any of the re-release stuff and things like that. That's what we're going to go for, I think, to continue providing content and opening the stuff that people want to see. So hopefully you guys enjoy that. But for today, it's good to be back. Hopefully you enjoyed, everyone. If you did and you want to see more, if you're new, you can like on YouTube, you can subscribe, you can follow on Twitch, you can follow on TikTok. But that is going to be it. Enjoy the rest of your day, everybody. Good night. See you soon. In a bit.